I have a special 1999 Darth Vader figure here I want to open up. The start of the CommTech figures with those little chips that let the figures talk. Really, it was just the chip with the speech lines inside. But an older figure that I still wanted to add to my collection. An older figure, sir, but it checks out. They had to do some original characters again so we could get the little chips with some of their lines as examples for this technology. So we got a 9-volt in the CommTech. We'll open up the figure and check it out. And again, I got these cheap online because somebody cut off all the tops. It just said Star Wars at the top. You ain't missing much. But they're brand new in the packaging. So I'm good with that. So we got the comm chip we'll try out in a little bit. The bonus here is it comes with the Interrogation Droid from the first Star Wars movie with his little needle and everything. So another original trilogy droid I get to add, and an Imperial one you don't get to see very often. Leia before the interrogation and Leia after the interrogation. Yeah. It even comes with a little floaty stand since it was like a hovering droid. Stands up and balances just fine. In for play, it does detach from the thing, so you can be like, oh no, it's coming after us. Just a little peg there. I don't think any other part of it was supposed to move. It's just kind of a cool display piece from the movie. And we have the Darth Vader figure. Oh, his cape is taped to it. Lego. This was almost one of the first Darth Vader figures with a cloth cape, because, you know, way back in the 70s and 80s, they didn't have the cloth cape either. It just had that little vinyl plastic. I think maybe a cockpit gunner kind of figure might have had a cloth one before this one, but 1999, still one of the very first with cloth cape and even just this kind of mid kind of skirt he has on the back. So 2 layers. The cape does fold forward to give him kind of the over-the-shoulder look. Looks like we have waist. This is just set in there, that cloth, as well as this one. We have arms up and down and a swivel. He's kind of in his little idle pose with his hands kind of not quite on his hips, but just in front of him. Legs just forward and back, nothing special there. So an 8-point articulated figure. He also has a little bit of the choking gesture from the little boardroom scene as well from the same movie. No lightsaber though. Probably a pretty bad admission, even though it's got the talking thing, it's got the interrogation droid. You always throw in their weapon even if it's like a specific scene where they weren't using their weapon. But for display, he does have like his saber just on his side, so if you're just kind of displaying anyway, it's not that bad. Just as a kid getting it, you'd be like, well, he doesn't even have his lightsaber. But it looks like that is just molded on there. But that is cool for just a display that he's kind of got it there, just standing menacingly. And this is a very much Star Wars A New Hope Darth Vader, because he has kind of the red tinted eyes. He's got the little green on his little chest plate as well. Okay, so if you don't know about the CommTech thing, I had a whole video about them. The top buttons are just kind of generic sound effects like laser. Well, we gotta turn it on first. And lightsaber, sound effects. But these 4 here can save one of these chips. And the voices are a little strangely done. Usually they're too high-pitched, so I'm very curious how Darth Vader sounds on this thing. Little bio on the back of it, and the picture. Let's try.
And now, Your Highness, we will discuss the location of your hidden little base.
Oh my god, that's terrible! Okay, we have it saved onto our CommTech. We gotta hear these lines.
What have you done with us guns?
It is... I don't know what they had to do to the audio to make this happen.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I find your voice disturbing. It just can't do that, like, deep. And some of the lines, like, just seem like generic actor recorded them, and some of them seem like they're ripped out of the movie because the cadence and voice is there. This one seems to have his voice rhythm. Just sounds awful. Don't know why they thought this was so amazing. Oh, he has some lightsaber sounds, too. But that's just the one that it comes with already on the CommTech. But he didn't even come with a lightsaber, so I don't know why he even did that.
And now, Your Highness, we will discuss the location of your hidden little base.
So it's cool he has that specific line, since this is the interrogation droid scene. But my god, that sounds terrible. It does work as a stand, because I have a little peg here. Probably the better use of these. This does have a little picture of them, and it'll just help them stand up. I love fighting older Star Wars figures. They're still worth getting just for whatever feature or appearance they have. This one really cool for having that interrogation droid from the detention block. And a cloth cape Vader just kind of standing here cool. Hands are open that you could get a lightsaber, but it actually is used a lot better just standing there looking cool with his hands just kind of in front of him. And we have the cloth capes, so bonus there. So if you like this little review, there's plenty more Star Wars figure videos right here. I do the vintage collection here and there as well. And a lot of other 90s and adjacent retro action figures of the time. Now we will discuss which video you will be watching next. Mine.